All right, so here's another edition of my Spotlight series, my Toy Story collection. And today I think we're going to take a minute and shine a spotlight on this guy. This Hasbro utility belt Buzz Lightyear, because I think he's pretty cool. So let's pull him out and we'll take a closer look. All right, so here's a take a look at the. Here we're going to take a look at the Hasbro utility belt Buzz Lightyear. And look at that impressive wingspan. One of my favorite things about this guy is his wings. And this model is really, really difficult to find with the wings. They always fell off, they got lost because of their design, I think. So most of the ones that you find used are missing at least one wing or both wings in the backpack. So if you find one that's complete, that has the wings and the backpack, that's really rare to find. But as you can see, this is a great wingspan. And if you know me, if you've watched my other videos, part of my favorite thing about Buzz Lightyear is his wings. I still remember the scene in the first movie where he popped his wings for the first time, and it was like, oh, impressive wingspan, and Woody's like, oh, please, these are plastic, and stuff. And then I remember looking at my dwindly little 1995 Buzz with its little nubs, going, what's going on here? Why do I have nubs and the Buzz on my TV has this great, wonderful wingspan and even got lights on the end of it? I've got nubs. So for most of my childhood, and obviously even into my adulthood, I've always wanted a Buzz Lightyear with a wingspan like the movie. So any Buzz that comes at least close to that, excuse me, I really like. So now this one doesn't have the lights, but it does have an impressive wingspan. And I will pull out my digital data Buzz and do a little bit of comparison a little later in the video. But take a look at him from the front. As you can see, the wings don't necessarily sit super straight. That's just common on these Buzz Lightyears. Some of the springs is a little stronger than the other one. So they're not necessarily going to stick out super straight on both ends. His arms are made to sit down lower on this Buzz than the other Buzz. Again, I'll pull that out and show you in a minute. And that really helps the wingspan to look longer because the wings set lower. So he's got a longer wingspan. If you look at the manual for Buzz they show in Toy Story 3 when they're resetting him, his wings come out and just about his fingertips are sticking out. That's how long his wingspan is. So this is about an inch more here. It's about how much longer his wings need to be on this particular Buzz to actually be accurate to the movie as far as the length, because just his fingers stick out on that manual. He's got a picture of his wings out, and he's got his arm out like this, and just his fingers are sticking out the end of the wing there. So the wings need to be at least about an inch longer to be movie accurate length. So I don't know how for sure about the Metacom Buzz because I haven't looked at that or measured it. So if anybody has the Metacom Buzz, happens to watch this video and you want to upload a short or a video, put his arm out straight on that and see how much of his hand sticks out on the edge of the wing. I'd be interested to see that. I think those might be accurate to the movie as far as the length. They look like they might be, but I'm not sure. Also, I think the torso may be smaller to compensate and make that longer, so the arm may not be. I'm not sure what's going on there because I don't have one. Too expensive. If it was cheaper, I'd definitely have one. But anyway, so that's something I look at because that's something I'm weird about. But so fold the wings up here. Something else about this Buzz and the wings is that the wings are thin. So in the movie, his wings are very, very thin. So to me, this is more movie accurate than even the digital data as far as the wings are concerned, because they're just thinner. Just the profile look of it, to me, It doesn't have any gap like this. I mean, it's flush in the movie, but again, that's, you know, a digital movie. But still, as far as the accuracy is concerned, I think this is more accurate. It doesn't have lights or anything. They are slightly translucent, so that's also cool. Um, also, as far as like the commercial Buzz, where they pull Buzz up like that, and his arms are down and his sides and everything. I think in general, just the kind of the form of this looks way more like that than any other Buzz. However, the details of the actual design of the body obviously um, aren't super movie accurate, right? And that's a little bit of a letdown, but also kind of stinks that you could get this with the wings and stuff. But he always had the utility belt. I don't think they made one without the utility belt and the wings like this. I'm not sure. So that's a little bit of a letdown on that part. Also, again, doesn't have the wrist communicator like most Buzz Lightyears, which is kind of an annoyance to me. But all right. So as far as his movability, I mean, you got the average Buzz movements. You can move his arm around and his elbow. His wrist will spin a little bit. He's got some movement in his knee. Has a ratchet joint in his knee and the ratchet joint in his feet, so you can move his feet around. There's nothing on the bottom, written on the bottom of this Buzz Lightyear's feet. And again, there he is from the back. There he is from the front. I'll do a little bit of a comparison about the things I mentioned with the digital talking Buzz now, and then we'll put some batteries in them, and I'll show you his phrases and stuff. So I'm gonna grab that Buzz. All right, so here's digital Buzz, which I will review or do a spotlight on eventually. And looking at him looks way more like the movie, right? That looks like the Buzz in the movie. Just looking at his form. This guy, not so much. But if you look at the difference in the arms, see how these arms sit lower? They go down way further where this guy stick out. Now in the movie, Buzz's arms do look like this quite often, when he's in toy mode and stuff. Depends, but these arms sit lower. So again, like in the main commercial for Buzz, where Buzz is standing there watching it, in Sid's house. The Buzz they hold up, his arms are down to the side, more like this Buzz on that commercial. So, but that's what you get with the digital data. So there's takeaways here from things like you combine these two in ways and Buzz would be improved. Ball joints in the wrists. Been long time. No basic Buzz anyway has ball joint wrists. So, and that seems like an easy thing to do. But anyway, also this one has no wrist communicator. Again, we'll review this guy later on. So in talking about the wings, so this guy, if we flip this guy around, this guy has a flat wing button, which is also more movie accurate. This protrudes a little bit. It doesn't look movie accurate, but the fact it's flat, like it should look like this, but be flat. That makes sense. Okay, so do this. Try not to catch my finger on the wings. I pop this guy's wings out. Yeah, they came out nice. You can see they're slightly translucent. You can kind of see the blue of my shirt through them too. So they even did that on them, which is cool. So there he is from the front. And then if we do this, these wings are much thicker. Then we've got these sticking out, and they're super thick wings. We compare them from top to bottom. You can see the differences in the wingspan. These are just slightly longer. They are pretty close, but these are thinner, and just the whole design of them is just kind of different. See how these are really thick and stuff? So to me, as far as the digital movie is concerned, these look more like what you see in the movie. Not exactly. I'm not saying they're exact. They don't have the lights on the end, and these parts at the end aren't movie accurate. They need to be longer. But with just a few little changes to this particular wing, these would be way more movie accurate looking than this, as far as the wings. So that's just the thing I look at. Again, that's my thing, I guess, is the wings on Buzz. But actually, putting the wings in, I'll leave them out. because we're going to put batteries in him. So to battery up this guy, I think this guy also has an interaction feature of some sort because you can't really see it. I don't know if I shine my flashlight on it, it'll come up any better. Yeah, you're right there. He's got these two things. So I don't know if he's got an interaction feature for sure, but that's kind of what those look like. Something for interaction with another toy. I'm not sure. But anyway, he's got that. So, all right. So the way that these come off is the same as like the digital data ThinkAway Buzz, or the even the what's it called? Signature Collection. A dirty dear. The Signature Collection Buzz. So, and that's another reason why you see this pack missing all the time. Wings fall off. Anyway, these wings just hold on with a clip. You can see too. And in my full review, if you want to watch a full review, I have a full detailed review of this guy where I go over all of this stuff in more detail on my channel, as well as everything that you see in my collection. So if you want to watch that, I have a playlist set up. You can go and watch through the playlist, or you can pick out individual videos that you may be interested in. Also, we're coming up on 2,000 subscribers, and when we get to 2,000 subscribers, I'm going to do another giveaway. We did one at 1,000, and I'm going to do one at 2,000. Planning on giving away 2 things this time, so 2 people can enter to win. Well, more people than 2 can enter, but there'll be ultimately 2 winners. As long as you live in the United States, you have to follow me on YouTube and follow me on Instagram, and you can enter for a chance to win something. It'll be free, shipping paid, everything like that. But that's coming up at 2,000 subscribers. Looking forward to doing that. So if you want to be part of that, be sure to hit the subscribe button and follow me over on Instagram. Links in the description of all my videos. All right, we got that out of the way. Let's keep looking at Buzz Lightyear here. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, these wings. So they got these little things here where the wings is a safety thing. So like you don't break the wings off, which I guess is good. But they just pop right off of there. I'm not going to pop it off because I don't want to. I feel like it'll wear out if you do that all the time. Anyway, so I don't want to pop it off, but it's a safety thing. The way that the digital data buzz also has a version of that, but it pops off like up here at the joint thing, not down here, so it's different. But yeah, that's the way they made it. That's another reason why the wings are always missing. Anyway, okay, so now we've taken a look at that. So to take this off, same as that, you want to have the wings out, probably, is because it's easier. You know, I would have them out. I'm going to do it with them out, and this pack will pull off. So it's just a matter of doing that. And you pull it right off. You see it's designed like the digital data or the Signature, where it's just got the 2 little pegs that pop in, same exact way as the digital or the Signature. Same thing. So they just carried that right over to this one. Different company though. This would have been Hasbro, and that was ThinkAway. So that's interesting. They must not have that patent, or somehow they got the patent shipped, or shipped over there. Yeah, they shipped the patent over there. They shipped it on over. Anyway, so it's gonna be probably a longer video of me yammering, because I don't know, I'm yammering today. All right, so there's the battery pack. You see there? Right there. Right there. Right up in there. Right there. Screwdriver goes there. So, you need a screwdriver first. So, hopefully you have one of those. I have a few. Keep clearing my throat like an elderly person or something. I don't know. Anyway. All right, getting old over here. Getting old. So, put your screwdriver in there, and you loosen it. Now, why I loosen it, I'm gonna tell you a story. The other night, I had a police officer come up to me, and I was delivering a DoorDash. It's a DoorDash, kind of like the Pizza Planet delivery guy, actually. And I have thought seriously about putting the Pizza Planet shuttle on top of the car that I used for DoorDash, because I thought that would be cool. But they're always expensive when I see them, so I haven't done it, but that would be just neat, because I feel like when I DoorDash, I think about that often. I'm like, the bag is red. You know, Pizza Planet is red, and the symbol is even almost kind of Pizza Planet-y. The little D symbol thing with the swoosh. It just, it just feels like, we could say Pizza Planet. I don't know. Put Buzz and Woody in the back and stuff, and then, I feel like that guy. I feel like I'm the Pizza Planet delivery guy. I saw the video of the guy that has the delivery truck that like made the movie accurate like delivery truck out of like a Toyota pickup or whatever. It's just so cool. It's really cool. I'd love to have that. That would be awesome to drive around and DoorDash with. People would be like, "Whoa, Pizza Planet guys." Anyway, okay, so this cop walks up to me, right, in my car. I like parked in the parking in like the driveway. And a cop comes up, like, he has no lights on, right? No lights. Comes up to the curb and stops. Like, right? Like my car's here, and the cop's, like, parked right here. And he doesn't have his lights on or anything. I'm like, what? And I just dropped off a delivery and went back to the car. I don't know what I should do here. So I kind of sat there for a while, see if he want to talk to me or something. Nothing happened, so I started backing up. Well, as soon as I started backing up, he got out of his cruiser there and walked up and started shining the light in the car. So I roll the window down and I go, what's going on, or how's it going, or whatever, and he's just like, are you the guy that's shining the laser pointer at my radar? He said like all sternly and upset. And I'm like, I don't have a laser pointer, So somebody was down here right in this area shining the laser pointer at my radar, and I was like, I don't have a laser pointer. And he asked me that like 3 times. And he's like, you see anybody else around here with a laser pointer? I was like, no, sir. I did not see anybody else with a laser pointer. And he's like, oh, okay. And he turned around and went back to his cruiser. And I was like, I guess I can go now, So I just pulled out. And it was the strangest thing that ever happened to me. I was like, what on earth? What the heck, So... Anyway, so tidbit of information. Don't be, messing around with laser pointer. There's police around because I don't know what that's about. I never heard about that or anything. Like I said, I didn't have a laser pointer, so I don't know what was going on with that. And there was nobody else around either. There was it was dark and nobody was there. So it was weird, really weird. Anyway, made me very uncomfortable. So you pull that off, and it's got a little thing. It says, to avoid battery leakage, be sure to insert the batteries correctly, and always follow the toy and battery manufacturer's instructions. Do not mix old and new batteries or alkaline standard, in parentheses, carbon, zinc, or rechargeable nickel cadmium batteries. Always remove weak or dead batteries from the product. And don't store your toy with batteries in it if you're a collector. Now, obviously, if you play with your toys often, you probably want the batteries in there, right? It's maybe check them if you don't play with them for a while or something. I don't know. But they will leak and eventually ruin stuff if you leave them in there. So for collectors, take them out. That's what I say. All right, so what we need is 3 AA batteries. They go right in there. So I'm going to grab 3 batteries. And again, any battery companies want to sponsor me on this channel, go right ahead. So, all right, let me grab them. All right, so inserting the batteries, just put them in the direction that it tells you to. Like so. These are the ones that I picked up, our Members Mark again. So, sorry, Energizer, you haven't sponsored me yet, so I'm using Members Mark batteries. As soon as you sponsor me, I'll be talking about your batteries in every video. All right, so it's like, have you ever seen Wayne's World? Are they talking about being a sellout? And they're like eating pizza from Pizza Hut and drinking the Pepsi, and it's funny. If you haven't seen the scene, try to find it if you can. It's pretty funny. I think it's funny. Anyway. That'll be me with Energizer batteries. Okay, there we go. Put the batteries in. Oops. And now we have 3 batteries installed. So our next thing is going to be to put the backpack on. So we grab the backpack and we stick it on there. and we just reverse what we did earlier and just screw the pack back down. And we don't switch them into demo mode because we don't want Spanish buzz. Or maybe we do. I don't know. If we turn him into Spanish buzz, all he's going to do all day is fraternize with Jesse. So, and I've got enough fraternization going on with my birds. I really need my toys fraternizing also. All right, so probably the best thing to do then is to fold the wings down. So fold the wings down, click those in. And these wings fold up just like, you know, the digital data or signature buzz wings. They're just slightly different design. And then you can pop your backpack back on.
Greetings. I am Buzz Lightyear.
And
I come in peace.
Buzz starts talking, but he's popping back on. Boom. Pack on. And you've got Buzz. And he's got his batteries. So what does Buzz do? What does this Buzz do? He has a really, really dumb laser sound. Pachoo! It's like, that's not bad, I guess. At least he's got different things going on. It's not just one sound that's wrong from the movie. Instead, it's multiple sounds that are wrong from the movie. So, you know, it's got that going on, right? What is going on with the... I don't know what's going on. I got a weird thing going on down here, so... I don't know what that's about. Anyway. Now it's just going to keep doing the same sound. It's not even going to change. There we go. So he's got multiple laser sounds. That's kind of neat, I guess, but not movie accurate. I like the movie accurate stuff. All right, let's see what he says.
I don't think we're in the Gamma Quadrant anymore.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. Ooh.
I have a laser and I'll use it.
Easy, Buzz.
Hang on, cowboy. Anti-gravity belt. Standard issue.
That's this. This does nothing. It's just there. There's no button. It doesn't do anything.
Someone's got to stop that evil Emperor Zurg. Never tangle with a space ranger, my friend. Look at my impressive wingspan. Greetings. I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace. I don't think we're in the Gamma Quadrant anymore. I have a laser and I'll use it. Hang on, cowboy. Anti-gravity belt. Standard issue.
So that's about all the phrases you get from him. So, and then again with the wings, which is my favorite part of this Buzz, is definitely the wings. Again, I'm really hoping that for Toy Story 5, they will come out with a affordable, not a $700, almost, you know, used cars now are higher, but used motorcycle maybe priced toy. I hope they come out with something that's affordable that gets Buzz Lightyear right. That everybody can buy. Collectors, you know, kids, whatever, all age groups can buy and have and enjoy, because it's time for them to make a Buzz that is right, you know, in all the aspects. They can do it. Like, I mean, for instance, you look at some of the really intricate Transformers that they make. Now, you know, for adults to collect and everything, you can make some crazy stuff. Look at the big Unicron that they've made, stuff like that. You can make stuff like that. You can make a Buzz Lightyear. I mean, and they kind of did with the Medicom one. It just doesn't have the electronics, you know, and stuff. I mean, there's stuff that's off about it, and if I had one to review, I would talk about it. I don't, so. But I don't know, Medicom, if you watch this and you want to send me, it's been a while since it came out, so I don't know, but if you want to send me a Medicom Buzz to review, I'll look at it and review. I'll send it back to you if you want me to. I mean, I don't know. I'll look at it and I'll review it. So, I mean, you can get a hold of me on Instagram or something. I doubt you will, though, because it's been out for a while, but, you know, why not? Why not? You never know. You never know. You say these things in your videos, you never know what's going to happen. You know, I'm not expecting it to happen by any means. I'm just yapping. So, but if it does, I make a video, you'll see it. If it doesn't, you won't. You know, I don't know. Anyway, all right, so, yeah, I like this buzz. I like his wings. I like his look from the back. You know, looks like he's about to jump off that banister. I will go sailing no more. He's about to start. He's about to start falling. You know, and somebody's going to come by and step on his wing. His poor little wing over here. So his arm's going to break off. Be sitting over there, and then pretty soon he's going to be Miss Nesbit. Sucking down Darjeeling. Years of academy and training wasted. Can't even fly out of the window. All right, so is there anything else I want to talk about? I think that's it. I don't know. I'm kind of spacey today. My mind's going other places. I'm like forgetting I'm even making a video standing here, you know. So. No, I'm ashamed. All right. Anyway. A little Missing Nesbit cap on there. Oh, I forgot. His helmet does his helmet thing, so you can open and close that sucker. And it's pretty tight. It like locks on this kind of locks. It's not loosey-goosey, so you're not going to flip it around. That's nice. That's nice. It doesn't have a little piece on here, you know, the little extendable that it's in the movie has, but now the little Mattel junk they make now has that, but it's still not right because it's supposed to have little divots in it. And it's slightly curved if you look at it in the movie. It sets down over this top part. Anyway, yeah. I mean, there needs to be, I don't know why designers can't look at the movie and design Buzz right, because like all the information is in there, you know, like everything. Every last little detail of Buzz is in the movie because it's a digital thing that, you know, is crafted on a digital screen. So somebody knows every little minute aspect detail of Buzz Lightyear, and they still cannot make one that is actually accurate to the movie, and it drives me nuts. So anyway, here's this one. Pretty cool. If you find one, I would recommend picking it up. I mean, these aren't that expensive, actually. Yeah, sometimes when you find out with the wings, people know. If people know, so they're going to know maybe more because of my video. I don't know. If people know that it's hard to find the wings, they might price it higher. But if they don't, you might find it for, well, like $30 or something. So it can be done. It takes a while. I mean, I knew this existed, and I was kind of just on eBay randomly for probably better than a year before I found one that had the wings on him. So, and his upperness is a little yellow too on this model. So I don't really care. So you can find them all the time without the wings. So I mean, I could get one that had a white upper. Yeah, I'm just babbling, and this is almost a half-hour long spotlight video, and it's just, I don't know. Ole! Senorita. Anyway, all right. Buzz went Spanish. He moves nice too. Like, it's just nice to move him. You know, move his legs and his arms, and just move him around and go. If I was a kid, I would have loved this because of the wings. If he would have had a wrist communicator and these wings, and I would have seen this as a kid, I would have had to have it. I don't know how I would have got it, but I would have had to have it. I would have not parted with this guy. I mean, ever. And maybe that's why a lot of the wings and stuff are missing, is because a lot of kids were like that when they got this. And so they enjoyed it a lot and had a lot of fun with it and played with it, which is, you know, what toys are for. So that's good. So not so good for collectors necessarily, but comes down to it, you know, these are for fun. So, but it is fun to collect them and stuff, especially with Toy Story being the first ever fully computer animated movie, you know, and all the history that goes along with that. And it's just a great movie. So I enjoy collecting for it. And if I had inordinate amounts of money, I'd probably have even more stuff. But I also don't like having a lot of clutter at the same time, so I like to try to organize stuff. I don't like to have just piles of junk laying around. That's why I have the cabinets and everything. But anyway, I don't know. I'm yammering about all kinds of stuff that doesn't matter. So let's just get done with this.
Someone's got to stop that evil Emperor Zurg.
And yeah, you go out and you stop Zurg from annihilating an entire planet. And I'll see you in my next video.